working, I would like to understand what you feel about Nigeria's movie industry in the sense of Nollywood. But I would like to get your name first.
So I'm Femi Oyeniran, and I suppose for me, the Nigerian movie industry is still in its infancy. This is what people don't realize. It's like everyone's like, oh, Nollywood's been going on forever. It's been going on forever. But I feel like the new Nollywood and the films that are created for cinema, the idea of cinema, is new in Nigeria. Because what you have to understand, like the old Nollywood that we're used to, the original Nollywood, that was VHS. That wasn't made for the massive screen. And so like you sort of we still need more cinemas, and we still need better quality films, and we need films. I suppose like the battle, the war of film, right, is fought in the international market, and a lot of Nollywood films still haven't crossed over to the international market. So in that,
despite the collaborations that we have with people outside the country,
no film is crossed over.
It's not crossed over. It's not
there's
mainstream.
Partnerships, but no. What film?
That's what I'm saying. Is it not? Is it not like
it's not mainstream.
No, there's
it's
no
not.
mainstream.
Okay.
It's not like in the same way that Wizkid is mainstream all around the world.
Right,
Davido is mainstream all around the world. Burna Boy is mainstream all around the world. I say that not because I'm guessing. I say that because I live in England, and when you go to a party, they play Wizkid, they play Davido, they play Mr. Easy, they play the music. When I go to a party in Jamaica, they play Wizkid, they play Davido, they play Run Town. Like they play
so
they play their own versions.
Happen when it comes to
music, because it's not normalized all around the world, right? And so like our movies, like if there's a kid in Sweden and he's like, oh, let me and my friends watch a film, he's not gonna put on a Nollywood film, but that needs to happen, and that will happen with time and with with a variety of content being made. So like I was saying before, when you look at our music has been able to travel, and they said by 2025 Nigeria will be the biggest music market in the world. Right? And that's from the global market, right? And so because of that, I feel like that's an opportunity for film. Music is always a bit ahead of film because music is easier to make. And it's easier to market. It's short, right? Yeah. So it's easier to make. And so because of that, I feel that the film's gonna take a little bit of time, but it's an opportunity.
Now I actually did read somewhere that there is a difference between film and a movie. Now that you're here, I want to understand, are they actually different?
I think they're the same. I think it's the same name. Okay. It's different names for the
same
thing. Because I
actually did.
But like, I feel like movies it's more epic. It sounds bigger, right? It's like it sounds like when I say I just made a movie, it sounds like I just made Transformers or something.
Okay.
When I say I just made a film, it sounds like I just made a film about you and me having this conversation.
Yeah. So the way they talk about it is, I'm Fela Oke, by the way. The way they talk about it is you can do it. There's a film and then there's an event film, right? You know what an event film is? A Transformers, it's a Avengers,
X-Men,
Star Wars. Okay. So those are like big.
They're movies.
They're big movies. They're big, those are the kind of movies people talk about. But it's one and the same thing.
What do you think is the way forward for Nollywood?
I feel Nollywood just needs to keep doing what Nollywood is doing and keep developing, and eventually the cream will rise to the top. Okay. It's that simple. I feel like trying to come from London and say, oh yeah, this is how Nollywood can. No, that's not my place.
Yeah.
I feel like actually what happens is like over time things get better and better, and before you know it, like the cream rises to the top. Like I said, there's never been a moment in my life. I've lived in England for 22 years. There's never been a moment where Nigerian music has been so normal. Like you take like Burna Boy. My British friends think he's a British artist. They don't think he's a Nigerian artist.
Oh, really now? Yeah. But he's Nigerian.
No, I'm not saying. But like in their head, they don't think of him as like foreign. Like he's part of the very fabric of that society.
So you're just saying we should work hard to get to that point?
No, because the music scene didn't get here overnight. Where like everyone like I'm gonna tell you this now. On Rihanna's new album, Burna Boy and Wizkid is gonna be on it.
Really now?
Yeah, I mean, all these guys have been called in to write. They've been called into, they've been spoken to. Whether it's Rihanna, Beyonce, so the movement is happening right now. I think people are a little unfair to Nollywood.
I do love the fact that you try to identify with the country, and I love the fact that most times they
My
speak.
parents are still here.
No, but it's not about identifying with the country. I say to people all the time, like, you know, my friend from England, they see me, or I bump into someone that I went to uni with. I'll be at a party in Lagos and they see me, they say, Femi, what are you doing here? And I say to them, I'm Nigerian. What do you mean? What am I doing here?
But we have people.
I'm from Lagos. No, but I'm from Lagos. Like, what do you mean? What am I doing here?
Yeah.
I look, right here. Look, no, but right here. Look, no, right here. Look, there's my British passport.
Yeah.
Where does it say I'm born?
Nigeria.
No, where does it say? No. Where
Lagos.
does it say I'm born? Where does it say I'm born?
Okay.
Okay, no.
Okay,
But,
we've seen it.
No, but where does like this one? Where does it say I'm born?
Okay, we have Lagos.
And so ultimately, like, you know, for me, when people are like, "Oh, you're coming back," I didn't run away. I didn't like. I wasn't exiled.
No, I think people.
That's what people.
You know what it is?
The moment you go out,
No. People need to understand. There's two things, right? I left Nigeria when I was 5 years old, so I grew up outside Nigeria.
Yeah.
Right, but I've always identified we're Nigerians. Like culturally, it's culturally embedded and stitched into my DNA. So I'm never gonna deny that. I just happen to live outside Nigeria. When kids start to say, I just wanna go abroad. I just wanna go. Yeah, I mean, it's good to travel, but it's never to go abroad and get lost. I don't think my parents had that intention. They just wanted to give me the best of everything, and so I think you have to take that into context. So let's not get too.
Now to wrap this up, we have a very big issue of piracy in Nigeria. It's one of the things eating into the industry.
Yeah.
My darling, the whole world has a big issue of piracy.
Well,
Malaysia is bigger piracy issue.
Every country has a big issue. Like, this is the thing.
China, bigger piracy
you operate. You have to operate within. This is how the world is. The internet facilitates piracy.
Yeah.
Right, and you have to accept that that's going to be part of.
But are there ways? I know this is an issue that the world actually struggles with. But are there ways in which these could be reduced, or just to an extent, or probably a way? Because sometimes you say if you can't beat them, you join them. I know sometimes this saying isn't right, but is there a way to actually bring people together whereby everybody gains at the end of the day, and we don't have?
Well, there's a couple of things. I'll give the when we did music when I first came to Nigeria in 2011. We launched Spinlet, which was like the iTunes of Africa. We were way ahead of time, but our biggest problem was piracy. But then we decided that we're not going to try and combat piracy. We're just going to work alongside it because it's a problem globally. So what you try and do is you try and manage the resources you have. You try and work alongside it. And the government have to put in policies to try and reduce it as much as they can. But I think, like Femi just said, it's a global problem. We want to reduce it, but if you say you're gonna, fight it head on, it's very expensive. As a filmmaker, number one, our job is make films and bring kids to those cinemas as they keep growing globally in Nigeria and stuff like that. But it's for the government to put in the policies to try and, battle that kind of thing. But it's a global problem. It's not just a Nigerian problem.
Okay, so the government has to do something about it.
Well, I didn't say that. Listen,
they have to try.
Don't let them start
work.
Yeah, I think they are. I
feel they should.
If you notice now on Nigerian roads, you don't really see the DVD sellers anymore as much as you used to.
But we still have them around.
But
probably it's because of the rain or something.
No, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Nice
Thank you.
Thanks, honey.
And you too.